Hey everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Brendan Bromley, and it's been 2 months since I've uploaded a movie review, which is kind of pathetic considering my name is Brendan Reviews. So, yeah, well, we're back at it, and we're going to do tons of reviews. Because this month, the 31 Days of Horror, I'm going to be reviewing 2 movies every single day. Up until Halloween, where I'm going to review all the Halloween movies. Oh boy. That's besides the point. So when I first did the 31 Days of Horror on my Instagram page, the first movie I reviewed was the movie It, and that was because that was the most recent horror movie I had seen at the time. And well, I want to go ahead and do that in video format. And well, since because it's by Stephen King, I want to talk about another Stephen King horror movie called Pet Sematary. And I'm going to talk about both of these movies right now. And you know what? Let's hop into It. So, what is the plot of It? Well, it's about these kids who live in this town of Derry in the state of Maine, and after a couple of children start to die and go missing, these kids start to find out that, well, there's a shape-shifting demon inside their town that is turning into their worst fears, so that way it can kill them and eat them. And guys, that's a pretty ballsy story for a coming-of-age tale. And, yeah, you know what? The movie's pretty good for it. So let's just keep these reviews concise, okay? So the performances all around are fantastic, especially with Pennywise the Clown, played by Bill Skarsgård. This is a fantastic performance, okay? He is just as scary as he is funny, because he is at times a legitimately funny clown. Like, I mean, for example, look at this dance, okay? You're seeing it. It is one step away from being a part of a Howard the Alien meme. Well, that's besides the point. Bill Skarsgård is fantastic along with all the kids. The kids in this movie are hilarious to listen to. These guys sound like people I actually know, considering I'm in high school. These sound like legit high school kids, especially my kind of friends. So I find them absolutely hilarious to listen to and very realistic. And this comes with, and now here comes my biggest problem with the movie. And it's the fact, these kids, they're so funny. But yet, the clown is so scary. And these tones clash throughout the entire movie. We get a scene of the clown killing a kid, horrifying. But then the next scene, we see a whole bunch of slow-mo, like, rocks being thrown at people as they're, like, yelling, bitch, in slow motion. So, it's portrayed as funny, and the tones clash. And I don't, like, it kind of makes for a very disjointed film. You just don't know what to feel half the time. But that's about my only complaint. This is a well-directed, a well-shot, well-frickin' written, great performances all around, but with the tone problem, it gets a 9 out of 10. So, It is a pretty solid horror film. But the same can't be said for what's next on our list, and that is Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary revolves around this family that lives on the side of a highway. After the cat is killed by being run over on the highway, the main character, the dad, he buries the cat inside this burial ground. And well, surprisingly enough, the cat comes back to life. Well, that's pretty weird. Don't know what to make of that. But then, his son dies. His son is run over by a truck. If the cat came back to life, let's do it with the son. But when the son comes back to life, he's not the same son. And therefore, lots of weird shit starts to happen after he comes back. So with a premise like that can provide for a lot of creative ideas and a lot of creepy imagery, unfortunately, it comes off as more or less like a slasher film towards the end of the movie, after the kid comes back to life, and the kid starts to do all this weird stuff. This movie is actually rather tensionless, and sure, when people die, it might be a bit grotesque, especially with how the grandpa dies, but aside from that, like, this movie is rather tensionless, aside from one very specific dream sequence. And that's really sad, considering this is such a creepy premise, and the story, like the actual book, is very creepy. But the movie, it just kind of comes off as like a really bad slasher movie, and it doesn't hold up well at all, which really sucks for a movie like this. With a great premise, really forgettable performances, not the best scares, and just a really weak story. I mean, with a really weak execution of the story, I hate to say it, Pet Sematary gets a 4 out of 10. So guys, there you have it. I just went over it, and I went over Pet Sematary. And these reviews are going to be concise, as are all the reviews throughout the rest of the month, because this is going to be a buck to edit. This is going to be an absolute bitch to actually go ahead and make into a month-long bit of reviews. So, whatever. Regardless, this is going to be fun. And guys, thank you for listening. My name is Brendan Bromley. I hope to God... My name is Brendan Bromley, also known as Brendan Reviews. I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the heck time you're watching this, and expect more reviews like this one. Once again, I did say expect a whole bunch of reviews.